Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'll be making a sumptuous meal, the plantain porridge. Yes, so these are the ingredients that I'll be using to prepare this nutritious meal. I have my cow skin, also known as pomo, my salt, my seasoning cubes, and then I have my crayfish. I love to add crayfish in this dish. I have my bell pepper and some leftover chili pepper, also known as shombo. And then I have my scent leaf, also known as nchwanwu in the Igbo language. I have my smoked mackerel fish, love, love, love. And then I have my palm oil on ripe plantain, and then onions. So I'm going to wash my plantain and peel the skin. Okay, I would like to state that you should be careful while doing this because I noticed that after I peeled it off, I was having pain on my finger. That's the nail on my thumb. I was having pain there. So you might choose to use knife for this process just so you don't go through the same pain that I experienced. Okay, so after that I'm going to be cutting it into small chunks. You can decide to cut your own into bigger chunks, but I like my own smaller because I have children that will be eating this meal. That way it will be easy for them to swallow. Okay, so you can decide to do yours as you wish. All right, so once you cut this into the perfect size that you want, I'm going to show you a process that would help thicken the plantain porridge a bit. Now, this is the process. You scrape a little of the unripe plantain. Instead of cutting it into chunks, just use your knife to scrape it a bit and add to the plantain. This way it will thicken the porridge. Okay, and then you can go ahead and cut the remaining plantain. Like I said, I love to add a bit of ripe plantain to it just so that it can give it that delicious sweet flavor because of the children that will be eating this meal as well. But you can, it's optional for you. You can choose not to add it if you want, or you can choose to follow my step. Okay, so it's up to you, right? After cutting this, just like I have done, the next thing I'll be doing is to cut my onions. All right, so you can decide to add as much onions as you want. Okay, do whatever rocks your boat, that's fine, but just make sure you add onions. For those that don't like onions, maybe you can decide to use onions powder, but I choose to use onions itself. Okay, and cut it in this size. Now the next thing I'll be doing is to dice my cow skin, also known as pomo or kanda. Just dice it into small chunks, just like the size of the plantain, so that everything can just be in the same size. You don't want to be eating a tiny plantain and be eating a large chunk of pomo. That wouldn't sit well in your mouth. I mean, you need everything to be in the same size. Then I'm going to manually blend my pepper and my shombo together. Okay, I think shombo is also called chili pepper, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm slicing my nchwanwu leaf, also known as scent leaf. I would like to say that this is like a basil kind of leaf. So if you have it in your area or you have something similar, you can use that. Some people choose to use pumpkin leaf, also known as ugu, but I just like the scent that this particular leaf gives. Now I'm going to be heating up my oil in the pot. Okay, I would like to say that this method is the frying method, right? So next I will add my onions and give it a little stir and allow to cook for some time. Then I'll add my fresh pepper. You can choose to add dry pepper depending on what is available to you. Okay, next I'll add my crayfish. I would like to state that in this particular step you can decide to hold on adding your crayfish, but I just wanted that smell, that aroma to just, serenade the whole process of cooking. Afterwards, I added my water. Add enough water that you would want to use to cook the plantain. Okay, at this point, you can add your salt to taste and your seasoning cube. All right, so once it has come to a boil, next I'll add a little bit of the smoked fish. I will not add everything. This is just so that it can help to bring out the taste of the sauce. Okay, now the next thing I will do is to add in my unripe plantain first. Emphasis on unripe plantain first. After I add that, I'm just going to stir it and allow to cook for a few minutes. Okay, it's important that you allow it to cook for maybe 5 to 10 minutes before adding the ripe plantain. And then once I add the ripe plantain, I'm going to add in the pomo, just like I have done. I'm going to stir, and then after stirring, allow to cook for a while. Okay, so that the ripe plantain can be properly cooked alongside the pomo. All right, so I didn't add the ripe plantain the same time, just because it's a bit softer. Now I will add my remaining smoked fish into the pot, just so that it has that succulent, sweet, delicious taste. Like, guys, the aroma at this point, the taste at this point is divine. And then you give the final touch with the scent leaf. It just perfects everything, giving it that aroma that is so, so inviting. And then the taste is heavenly. Okay, this has this is the final step, and with this your meal is ready. You can decide to leave it for 3 to 5 minutes to cook. Can you see the fish and the whole meal just looking so nutritious and inviting? Guys, it's so delicious. Now you can serve and enjoy this nutritious, sumptuous meal. I mean, you can decide to put